So you want to learn about home buying programs, and more. We'll go a little bit more on to what we were talking about more before, which is adjustable interest rate. Some other people have fixed mortgage rates, and say you have that $300,000 home, and your interest rate on that home is 4.5%. If it is a fixed mortgage rate, that's fixed for 30 years if that's your loan program. Could be a 15-year program or a 30-year program, but that interest rate is fixed for the life of your loan. So you'll be paying 4.5% on that home until it's paid off. These are highly encouraged in this type of economy because it's very volatile and you're unsure of where the market's going to go next. So it's best to go with the fixed mortgage rate. And we spoke about adjustable interest rate earlier. Just adjust if it's an adjustment after 2 years, it adjusts so you can pay off the balance of your loan. And there's multiple ways of doing this too. There could be a 5-year, there could be a 3-year. They all have different programs. When I mean they, I'm talking about mortgage lenders. Spoke a little earlier about negative amortization loan. What that is you're paying a low teaser rate. Say it's about a 4% when in actuality you should be paying 6% to cover your principal, interest, and taxes for that home. By paying that 4%, that gap between 4 to 6, 2% is being added onto your principal balance just for not paying the full amount. And that sneaks up on people because if you have been able to afford it consistently for months throughout the year and it's become a habit, you're paying an extra 2% or an extra 2% on your principal balance is increasing as the year goes. It turns out to be, say, $40,000 at the end of the year that I didn't pay. It's a lot of money, especially if you keep on doing it consistently. So this is why these negative amortization loans are frowned upon. So you have a 30-year program, A paper. When we're talking A paper, we're talking a person with a high credit score. They're conforming. Meaning conforming is according to the lenders, the market. You have the right credit rating. You qualify with the right money or income, and you're willing and able buyer. That how they calculate that is basically, which is what a contract really is an allocation of risk. They want to determine how much of a risk you are over the period that they're going to lend you the money. So if you're in a paper category, they're very encouraged to deal with you because you have proven yourself over the history of your life as being a person who is of less risk because you have a higher credit score. Say it's a 680, your FICO score is 680 up to, 900. If you're in that range and you make the right income for your household, and I guess we can reference earlier, the term I used was just debt to income ratio. If your debt to income ratio is less than 50 to 55%, you are conforming A paper if you do have the right income. There is another loan that they used to lend out. It's not happening too much now, but it's subprime. And these are people who are not A paper. These are people with a lower credit score, under 680, and maybe their income's on the limit. It's on the fringe of being a debt-to-income ratio around 54%. And this is where a lot of mortgage companies got in trouble here. They took risk, and they let loan officers and their companies take these risks by getting aggressive and offering to people who really can't afford their homes. So we've taken a step back from that approach and try to rebuild the economy by strictly lending out to A paper people. But as I said earlier, FHA is a little more lenient on these standards. So that is why I support people buying their first home through a FHA. And to negotiate with a lender for a loan and to talk about your income qualification, you can reference this website here, and it gives you a PDF on what they're looking for in terms of a paper home lender. Okay, so we're looking at here is a sheet that gives you the homeowner program income limits, and this for 2009 is effective from 4/19/2009, and these are just by counties in California here. And if you fall into these categories, say a moderate income, low income, these are just ways of gauging who you are as a home purchaser. And if you fall into these categories, then you are qualifying partly for HUD. Let's go ahead and take a look at the page 2. It just goes through all the counties. Let me try to get down here to San Diego. Okay, so a moderate income person in San Diego is around $99,000. Lower income is $59,000, and it goes so on for the county. San Francisco is a little larger, more expensive to live there. So these are your income qualifications here for HUD, and they insure you an FHA loan. So what we're looking at is a FHA wholesale rate sheet, and it's going to talk about on this sheet what's conforming and what's not. So we have these terms on your loan. We have 15-year, 30-year fixed, and they're offering interest only. And these are just various rates that you can qualify based on your loan amount, which are these price adjustments on the right-hand side of the sheet. And they give you, based on your loan amount, based on if it's a 2-unit, 3-unit home, or your 40-year, whatever the terms that they're offering with this loan, they add these points, as I referred to earlier, which are percentages of your loan, to your interest rate. And they either increase or decrease depending on how conforming you are to their program.